We are back in the kitchen with Chef Jon-Paul and our viewer, Peggy Krisman. And a few weeks ago, we asked you to email us with your ingredients. So we had a lot of people that emailed, but Peggy chose anchovies. She wanted to cook with anchovies, so we, which we've learned today that is part of the herring family. I've learned a lot sitting over on the side. But you guys are going to finish things up, and I'm just going to let you take it away because I think Peggy wants to taste it.
My new sous chef is going to create our whole last dish. So she's going to work the pan. I am going to be her assistant.
Okay.
And we're going to start throwing stuff in there. So we're going to make a Putansca sauce, which is my favorite. It's actually an oil-based sauce. And we're going to take our garlic and anchovy, and we're going to throw it in there. And she's going to start moving that around. And then I'm going to go to the other side of her. And I'm going to add
smell that.
beautiful capers. And we're going to add red pepper flake to the oil to flavor the oil. And then I'm going to add some tomato.
Now, what taste is the... Sorry, Peggy, I'm just grabbing my nose and touching. So what taste is the anchovy giving? It's salty, fishy...
Actually, a little bit of each.
Okay.
The nice thing about anchovy is it makes everything else taste good. So I was sharing with Peggy that when I make any tomato sauce, I add anchovy to it, but I don't tell anybody. Because if you've ever made tomato sauce at home, it tastes kind of thin. Well, anchovy kind of gives it some body, and that's that umami flavor. So umami, if you've ever had mushrooms, if you've ever had steak, if you've ever had anything like meaty or beefy, that's umami. So it's not sweet, sour, salty, or bitter, but it's actually a flavor. And anchovy is packed in it. So that's why people put Worcestershire sauce on stuff. It's made out of anchovies.
I guess the more you eat and stuff, the more you would learn that. Because, I mean, you're telling me, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've been eating anchovies every day without realizing it. The Romans used to call it garum, and it was just a fermented fish liquid. If you like Thai food, that's based on fish sauce. That's made out of anchovies.
Right.
All right? Any piece of pork that you've had in the last 15 years has been fed with anchovies. All right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, believe it or not. The reason why anchovies are going extinct is because they're using them for livestock feed.
Oh.
Right? So anchovies are a part of your everyday life, but when you strap that thing on top of a pizza, people freak out.
Yeah, we do.
All right? They see this fuzzy little hair, it looks like a mustache that dropped off of somebody on top of their pizza. So it's got amazing flavor. So what we're doing here is when we're done with this sauce, it's not going to have a big anchovy flavor. It's just going to have a big flavor.
Okay, big flavor is good.
This sauce is very cool because it's called Putansca sauce, and for our Spanish viewers out there, we know what putan means, which means prostitute.
Right. Oh, great.
And this,
so there's a couple. What we learn here on Sonora Living.
There's a couple stories behind this sauce. But my favorite story is when prostitutes became a ward of the state. They basically became civil servants in Italy. They were only allowed to go shopping once a week, which doesn't seem like a big deal to us, but back then you go shopping daily for fresh stuff.
Okay.
They didn't have refrigeration. So they would go out and they would buy capers, which are cured, anchovies, which are cured, olives, which I'm going to throw in here, which are also cured, and then they could buy canned tomatoes. And then they had dried oregano, dried basil, and red pepper flake, so that they could go shopping once, get everything they needed, and then this would be a dish that they could quickly prepare between clients.
Wow. Did you learn that at cooking school?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
All right. But another story is that this was a dish that restaurant owners would use to get prostitutes out of their restaurant by adding so much red pepper flake that they would get the hint that they were persona non grata.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this is, but it's a great, great sauce. So the capers are in here to give a little pop. The olives give it just this beautiful kind of a round flavor. The anchovies are kind of pumping up the flavor of everything else. And then another restaurant trick is we're going to take our linguine and fold that in and actually heat it up in the sauce. Now this is going to do a couple of cool things. The starch that's remaining on here will go into the sauce and tighten it up. So it's going to coat the pasta a little better, number one. Number two, our pasta is actually going to taste good. All right? So most of the time when you have a pasta, it's an excuse to eat the sauce.
So this is it? I mean, that's all you have to do to it? It looks easy.
That's pretty much it. I mean, it's a simple, quick, easy sauce.
We're going to plate it right here?
Absolutely.
Great.
And then, Andy, I'm going to get you involved. I'm going to have you throw a little of that basil on top when we're all done.
When we're all done. Okay. Well, we are going to let you know that we're going to have this recipe online. And if you want to cook with us, we really, really want you to, because Peggy, she's had the time of her life,
I have. I've learned so much, and it's been enjoyable.
Good. All you have to do is send us an email, slviewers@abc15.com, with an ingredient that you want to cook with, and then you can come on here and cook with Chef Jon-Paul. Thank you, guys. We're going to try it here in a second. We'll get this ready, but first, let's look at our special guest.
I wasn't expecting to be TV ready. I just came by to show a baby.
I know, but you
and I
can't
got the hard sell to come and say hello on
So
TV.
this is how you look when you're not TV ready. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you look
I'm telling you.
If this is drop-off kid at school ready.
Okay.
So tell us what you've been up to. I mean, how you've been enjoying baby Riker. He's 8 weeks old now.
Well, he's not sleeping through the night.
Aww.
So we were up every couple of hours, but I'm enjoying it, you know? Just trying to get accustomed to two
Oh, look at that
kids.
little face. What's he saying? Well,
His
you look
first word,
fabulous.
anchovy.
Yes.
His
Well, you know,
first
we saw
cooking
last week
segment.
that we were going to have, you know, a viewer in, and we were going to be cooking with anchovies, and he said, "Mom, I love anchovies." He's a child prodigy, really.
Well, that's sort of
Oh.
the consensus here is that
No,
we
it's
love
good.
anchovies.
It's a good recipe.
Oh.
No, I promise.
How does his
All of
little
JP's
brother
are
like
good.
him?
Landon loves him. Big brother loves him, and Big brother wants to play with Mom all the time.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we
it's
could just
okay.
sit here and listen to that sound all day long. It's so precious. How you doing, baby Riker? Oh, okay.
Well, you caught him at a quiet moment.
Yeah.
Well, he's working at the microphone, too, so I see his future.
Yes, here.
It's in his DNA.
Oh, look
No,
at
no,
that.
let's keep it out of his. Let's keep it out.
She's warning against that. Thank you for coming by. I'm
You're
so
welcome.
glad that you were able to, and we got to
You're
meet
welcome.
baby
I'll see you in a
Riker.
couple weeks, October 18th.
I'm ready. Peggy, thank you again.
Thank you.
Chef
It was fun.
Jon-Paul,
Peggy was awesome.
Nice to meet you,
Beautiful
Peggy.
dishes.
you'll come back and cook with us again.
Anytime.